My name is Mia. This is my story. It is a simple story. It is a true story from my heart. I believed in love. I believed in loyalty. I believed that if you love someone, you stay. I was not perfect, but I was honest. I was faithful. I always tried to do the right thing. I met Peter many years ago. I was young. He was kind. He smiled a lot. When he looked at me, I felt safe. When he spoke, I listened. When he laughed, I laughed too. At that time, love felt easy. It felt warm. It felt calm. We met in a small cafe near my work. I worked in a bookstore. He worked in an office near the cafe. Every morning, I saw him there. He always ordered coffee, black coffee, no sugar. One day he looked at me and said hello. His voice was soft, his eyes were bright. I felt shy, but I said hello back. That was the beginning. We started talking every morning. We talked about small things, about work, about food, about the weather, simple things, easy things. I liked that there was no drama, no stress, just two people talking. After some weeks, he asked me to have dinner with him. I felt nervous, but I said yes. That night, I wore a simple blue dress. Nothing special, just me. He looked happy to see me. He told me I looked beautiful. I believed him. We talked for hours. Time moved fast. I did not want the night to end. When he walked me home, he held my hand. My heart felt light. I felt chosen. From that day, we were together. Our relationship started slow. We did not rush. We learned about each other. He liked sports. I liked books. He liked loud music. I liked quiet mornings. We were different, but we respected each other. At least, that is what I thought. I always believed that love needs care. Love needs patience. Love needs loyalty. So I gave him my loyalty. From the first day, I did not play games. I did not hide things. I was open. When I loved him fully. We moved in together after 1 year. It was a small apartment. The kitchen was tiny. The living room was simple, but I was happy. Every morning I made breakfast. Every night we ate dinner together. We talked about our day. He talked about work. I talked about customers at the bookstore. Sometimes we laughed. Sometimes we felt tired. But I always felt sure about one thing. I was faithful. I was loyal. I slept with a calm heart. I woke up with a clean mind. I never needed to hide my phone. I never needed to lie. My love was honest. Years passed. We got married in a small ceremony. No big party, no big show. Just family and close friends. I looked at Peter and felt proud. I felt lucky. I promised to stay with him in good times and bad times. And I meant every word. At that moment, I believed he meant it too. That was the life I chose. That was the love I trusted. And I stayed loyal to the end. When we got married, I felt calm inside. I did not feel fear. I did not feel doubt. I felt sure. Peter looked happy on our wedding day. He held my hands. He smiled at me. He said he loved me. I believed him. After the wedding, life continued. We both worked. We paid the bills. We cleaned the house. It was not a perfect life, but it was real. It was simple. In the mornings, I woke up early. I made coffee. I opened the windows. I liked fresh air in the house. Peter usually woke up later. He moved slowly. He did not like mornings. I prepared breakfast for both of us. Sometimes eggs, sometimes toast, sometimes just coffee and bread. I did small things with love. I believed small things were important. When he left for work, I kissed him goodbye. I always said, "Have a good day." I meant it. At the bookstore, my days were calm. I helped customers find books. I organized shelves. I cleaned the counter. I liked my job. It was quiet. It was safe. Sometimes I thought about Peter. I smiled alone. I felt proud to be his wife. In the evenings, we ate together. At first, we talked a lot. He told me stories about his office, about meetings, about new projects. I listened carefully. I asked questions. I wanted to understand his world. When I talked about my day, he listened too. He looked at me. He nodded. Those days felt warm, but after some time, small things changed. He started coming home later, not every day, but many days. He said he had more work. He said his boss asked for extra hours. I did not complain. I trusted him. When he arrived late, I still waited for him. I did not eat without him. I wanted us to share dinner. Sometimes the food was cold, but I did not mind. He looked tired. He did not talk much. He went to shower. Then he sat with his phone. I told myself, he is just tired. I wanted to be understanding. I wanted to be supportive. One night, I asked him softly, "Are you okay?" He said yes. He said work was stressful. I believed him. I tried to help more at home. I cleaned more. I stayed quiet when he looked upset. I did not want problems. I wanted peace. On weekends, things felt better. We went to the park. We watched movies at home. We visited his parents sometimes. In front of other people, he was kind to me. He held my hand. He smiled. I felt safe again. But when we were alone, he felt distant. Not angry, not cruel, just far away. Like his mind was somewhere else. I tried to talk to him again. One evening I said, "I miss you." He looked surprised. He said, "I am here." But I did not mean his body. I meant his heart. Still, I stayed calm. I did not fight. I did not shout. I believed love needs patience. At night, I looked at him while he slept. I asked myself if I was doing something wrong. Was I not interesting? Was I not beautiful anymore? But then I remembered something important. I was faithful. I was honest. I was loyal. I gave him respect. I gave him trust. My heart was clean. Even if something was changing, I knew one thing. I was not the problem. I continued to love him the same way, with care, with loyalty, with hope. Some months passed. Life moved slowly, but something inside me felt different. Peter spent more time on his phone. He smiled at messages. He turned the screen away from me. I noticed, but I stayed quiet. I did not want to imagine bad things. I did not want to create problems in my mind. One evening, we were eating dinner. The table was simple: rice, chicken, salad. His phone vibrated. He looked at it quickly. Then he stood up. "I need to take this," he said. He went to the balcony. He closed the door. I watched him through the glass. He was smiling. Not a polite smile. A soft smile. A smile I knew well. My heart felt heavy, but I did not cry. I did not shout. I just sat there. When he came back, I asked, "Who was it?" He said, "Just work." His voice was normal, calm, almost too calm. I nodded. I said nothing more. That night, I could not sleep easily. He slept fast, like nothing was wrong. I looked at the ceiling. I asked myself simple questions. Do I trust him? Yes. Do I love him? Yes. Do I feel safe? I was not sure. The next days felt strange. He left early. He came home late. He said he had new projects, more meetings, more responsibility. I wanted to believe him, so I did. But small details started to hurt. He stopped asking about my day. He stopped listening carefully. When I spoke, he looked distracted. I tried to bring us closer. One Saturday, I planned a simple dinner. I cooked his favorite pasta. I bought a small dessert. I lit a candle on the table. Nothing romantic, just warm, just gentle. When he came home, he looked surprised. He said, "Why all this?" I smiled and said, "Because I love you." He smiled back, but his eyes looked tired. During dinner, he checked his phone many times. I felt small, but I stayed kind. After dinner, I said softly, "Are you happy?" He looked at me. He did not answer fast. Then he said, "Of course," but his voice was not strong. That night I felt something clear inside me, not anger, not fear, just truth. Something was wrong. A week later, I came home earlier than usual. The bookstore closed early that day. When I entered the apartment, it was quiet. Peter was in the living room. He did not hear me. He was on the phone, laughing, talking softly. I stood still. I heard him say, "I miss you too." My body felt cold. I did not move. I did not speak. He turned and saw me. His face changed. The smile disappeared. He ended the call quickly. "Mia, you're home early," he said. I looked at him. I felt pain, but I also felt calm. I asked one simple question. "Who do you miss?" He did not answer. The silence felt heavy. I did not scream. I did not cry. I just looked at him and waited, because I was loyal and I deserved the truth. He looked at me. His eyes moved away. He could not look at me for long. I was still standing near the door. My bag was in my hand. My heart was quiet. "Answer me," I said softly. He sat down. He put his phone on the table. "It's nothing," he said. But I knew it was not nothing. "Peter," I said, "please tell me the truth." My voice was calm. I did not want to fight. I wanted honesty. He took a deep breath. "There is someone from work," he said. The words were simple, but they hurt. I felt pain in my chest, but I stayed strong. "Are you in love with her?" I asked. He did not answer fast. That silence was the answer. He said, "I don't know." I closed my eyes for a second. I felt my world move, but I did not fall. "Did you lie to me?" I asked. He said nothing. The truth was clear now. I walked slowly to the chair. I sat down. I looked at him. I did not shout. I did not cry. I just said, "How long?" He said, "A few months." A few months while I cooked dinner, while I waited for him, while I trusted him. I felt sad. But I did not feel shame, because I did nothing wrong. "Did you love her?" I asked. He said, "I don't know. It just happened. It just happened." But love does not just happen. Choices happen. I looked at him carefully. "I was loyal to you," I said. Every day he looked down. "I never hid anything." I continued. "I gave you respect." He said, "I know." But knowing was not enough. "Why?" I asked. He said he felt bored. He said he felt lost. He said he wanted something new. His words were weak. Love is not always new. Love is not always exciting. But love is a promise. I stood up slowly. I stayed with a clean heart. I said, I slept with peace. Tears came to my eyes now, but I did not feel small. "I trusted you," I said. He tried to touch my hand. I moved it away, not with anger, but with dignity. "I asked you if you were happy," I said. "You said yes." He looked ashamed. "I was ready to fix problems," I said, "but you chose lies." The room felt quiet. The air felt heavy. He said, "I'm sorry." Sorry is a small word. I looked at him one last time that night. "I loved you honestly," I said. "That is enough for me." He did not answer. I went to the bedroom. I closed the door. I sat on the bed. The pain was strong now, but inside me, something was clear. I did not betray. I did not lie. I did not hide. I was loyal, even if he was not. That night, I did not sleep much. I lay in bed and looked at the dark room. The house felt different. The silence felt louder than before. Peter slept on the sofa. He did not come to the bedroom. I heard him move once, then it was quiet again. My heart was sad, but my mind was clear. In the morning I woke up early. I washed my face. I looked at myself in the mirror. My eyes were tired, but they were honest. I went to the kitchen. I made coffee only for myself. I did not prepare breakfast for two. That small change felt big. Peter came into the kitchen slowly. He looked uncomfortable. He said, "Good morning," I answered. "Good morning." We stood there in silence. He tried to speak. "I didn't mean to hurt you." I nodded, but I did not answer. Because pain does not need meaning. Pain is pain. After that morning, days became heavy. We still lived in the same apartment, but we felt like strangers. He tried to talk sometimes. He said he was confused. He said he needed time. I listened. But I did not beg. I did not cry in front of him. I did not ask him to choose me, because love is not a competition. At work, I stayed quiet. My coworkers noticed my silence, but I did not explain much. I did my job. I organized books. I helped customers. When I spoke, my voice was soft, but steady. One afternoon, my friend Clara visited the bookstore. She looked at me carefully. "You look tired," she said. I smiled a little. "I am okay," I said, but she knew I was not. We went for a short walk after work. I told her everything. She listened without interrupting. When I finished, she held my hand. "You did nothing wrong," she said. Her words felt warm. "I know," I answered. "And that is why I feel calm." Yes, I felt pain, but I did not feel guilt. At night, Peter and I had another conversation. He said he ended things with the other woman. He said he made a mistake. He said he wanted to fix our marriage. I listened quietly. "Do you love me?" I asked. He hesitated again. That hesitation hurt more than the truth before. "I care about you," he said. Care is not the same as love. I stood up. I looked at him with calm eyes. "I love you," I said, "but I love myself too." He looked surprised. "I stayed loyal," I continued. "I stayed honest. I stayed true." My voice did not shake. "I deserve someone who chooses me without doubt." He tried to speak, but I raised my hand gently. "I am not angry," I said. "I am disappointed." And disappointment is quiet. That night, I made a simple decision. I would not stay where I was not chosen. The next morning, I woke up with a strange peace. The pain was still there, but the confusion was gone. I knew what I had to do. I went to the kitchen. I made tea. I sat at the table alone. Peter came out of the bedroom. He looked at me carefully. "Can we talk?" he asked. "Yes," I said. We sat across from each other. The table felt like a wall between us. "I don't want to lose you," he said. I looked at him calmly. "You already did," I answered. He looked hurt, but I was not cruel. I was honest. "I stayed loyal," I said. "I stayed faithful." He nodded. "I know. But loyalty is not only about staying," I continued. "It is about respect." He was silent. "I cannot build my life on doubt," I said. "I cannot sleep next to someone who is unsure." My voice was soft, but my decision was strong. He asked, "Is there nothing I can do?" I thought for a moment. "You can learn," I said. "You can grow. But I cannot stay and wait." Tears came to his eyes, but I did not feel guilty because I gave him every chance before I stood up. I went to the bedroom. I took a suitcase from the closet. I started packing my clothes slowly. Each shirt felt like a memory. Each dress felt like a moment from the past. But I did not stop. Peter stood at the door. He watched me. "Are you sure?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "I am sure. I was not leaving because I was weak. I was leaving because I was strong. Because love without respect is not love." That afternoon, I called my friend Clara. She said I could stay with her for some time. I thanked her. When I finished packing, I looked around the apartment. The walls were the same. The furniture was the same, but I was different. Peter came closer. "I'm sorry," he said again. I nodded. "I forgive you," I said. "But I will not stay." Forgiveness does not mean staying. Forgiveness means letting go of anger. I picked up my suitcase. I walked to the door. My heart was heavy, but my conscience was light. I did not lie. I did not betray. I did not lose my character. I chose dignity. When I closed the door behind me, I felt sad, but I also felt free. The first nights at Clara's apartment felt strange. Her home was warm. Her home was kind. But it was not my home. I slept in her small guest room. The bed was simple. The window was small, but the room was peaceful. At night, I listened to the quiet, no phone sounds, no late messages, no lies, only silence. The silence hurt at first, but then it helped me breathe. In the mornings, Clara made coffee. We sat at her kitchen table. She did not ask many questions. She just stayed with me. That was enough. I continued to work at the bookstore. I walked there every day. The air felt different. I felt sad sometimes. When I saw couples holding hands, my heart felt tight. But I reminded myself of something simple. I loved honestly. I stayed loyal. I did not lose myself. One afternoon, Peter called me. I looked at the phone for a long time. Then I answered. His voice sounded weak. He said he missed me. He said the apartment felt empty. I listened quietly. "Mia, please come back," he said. I closed my eyes. "Peter," I answered softly, "I miss the man I thought you were." He did not speak. "I need peace," I continued. "I need trust." He said he could change. He said he would try, but trust is not a switch. You cannot turn it on and off. "I hope you grow," I said, "but I cannot return." My voice was calm. My heart was firm. After that call, I cried, not because I wanted him back, but because I accepted the truth. The love I had was real, but it was not equal. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. I started to feel stronger. I began small new habits. I joined a reading group on Saturdays. I went for walks in the park alone. At first, being alone felt heavy. Later, it felt powerful. I learned something important. Loyalty is not only about staying with someone. Loyalty is also about staying true to yourself. I stayed true. One evening, I met Peter by chance near the cafe where we first met. He looked different, more serious, more quiet. He said hello. I said hello. We spoke for a few minutes. He told me he was sorry again. He said he understood now. I looked at him gently. "I hope you become better," I said. He asked, "Do you hate me?" I shook my head. "No," I said. "I learned from you." There was no anger in my voice, only truth. When we said goodbye, I felt something clear. The pain was not as strong. The love was part of my past, but my character stayed with me. After that meeting, I walked slowly to the park. The sky was soft and gray. The air felt cool on my face. I sat on a bench near the trees. I watched people walk by. Some were alone, some were together. I did not feel empty. I felt thoughtful. I thought about my years with Peter, the good mornings, the quiet dinners, the small laughs. Those moments were real. They were not fake. But love is not only about memories. Love is about daily choices. and I chose loyalty every day. Peter chose something else. I did not feel better than him. I did not feel proud. I just felt clear. When you stay honest, you do not carry shame. That is a quiet gift. Later that week, Clara and I had dinner at home. We cooked simple food. We talked about small things. She looked at me and smiled. "You look stronger," she said. "I feel stronger," I answered, because I was not afraid anymore. Not afraid to be alone. Not afraid to start again. One night, before sleep, I looked at myself in the mirror again. Months ago, I saw a woman afraid to lose love. Now I saw a woman who did not lose herself. That was important. Life did not change in one day. It changed slowly. Like healing, I started saving money for my own apartment. A small place, nothing big, just mine. The day I signed the rental paper, my hands shook a little. Not from fear, from hope. When I moved in, I placed my books on a small shelf. I put flowers near the window. I stood in the middle of the room and smiled. This space was honest. One afternoon, I received a message from Peter. It was short. "I hope you are happy." I looked at the words for a moment. Then I typed back, "I am at peace." Peace is not loud. Peace is quiet. Sometimes people think loyalty means staying until the end, but real loyalty means staying true. True to your values, true to your heart. I loved deeply. I trusted fully. I stayed loyal even when it hurt. And because of that, I can sleep at night with a calm mind. I can look at myself without regret. If you love, love honestly. If you stay, stay with respect. If someone breaks trust, do not break yourself. Your character is more important than any relationship. Today, I still believe in love, but I also believe in dignity. I was loyal to the end, and that is enough for me. Thank you for listening to my story. If you felt something in your heart, you can listen again slowly. You can subscribe to this channel for more simple English stories, and you can write a comment about what you think. Your words matter. This is the end of my story. Months passed in my new apartment. Life became steady. Life became simple again. I woke up early each day. I opened the window. Fresh air filled the room. I made coffee for one. I liked the quiet sound of the cup on the table. At first, the silence felt strange. Now it felt peaceful. I learned to enjoy small things. Sunlight on the floor, warm tea at night, soft music in the background. I spent more time reading. Books helped me think clearly. Books helped me feel calm. Sometimes I remembered Peter, not with anger, not with hate, just as a part of my past. I asked myself simple questions. Did I love him? Yes. Did I try my best? Yes. Did I stay loyal? Yes. These answers gave me strength. One afternoon, I visited the old cafe, the same small tables, the same smell of coffee. I sat alone. I smiled softly. That place was where everything began. But it was also where I understood something important. Love can begin with a smile. But love must continue with respect. Without respect, love becomes weak. I finished my coffee slowly. I felt thankful for my journey. Even painful moments teach us something. At work, I started helping new employees. I showed them how to organize books. I explained things with patience. I felt useful. I felt confident. One day a young woman came to the store. She looked sad. She looked tired. We talked for a few minutes. She told me she was going through a difficult time. I did not give her advice. I only listened. Listening is powerful. When she left, she thanked me. Her smile was small but real. That moment touched my heart. Pain does not have to make us hard. It can make us kind. At night, I sometimes wrote in a notebook. I wrote simple sentences. I stayed true. I chose dignity. I deserve honesty. Writing these words made them stronger. One evening, Clara asked me, "Do you still believe in love?" I thought for a moment. "Yes," I answered. "But now I believe in myself first." That was the difference. Love is beautiful, but self-respect is necessary. Without self-respect, love becomes fear. I no longer feared being alone. Being alone did not mean being empty. It meant being whole. Sometimes I saw couples in the park. I felt happy for them. I did not feel jealous. I did not feel bitter. I felt ready for whatever comes next. If love comes again, I will welcome it, but I will never ignore red flags. I will never silence my doubts. I learned to trust my instincts. Trust is quiet but strong. Looking back, I see two people in my story, one who chose confusion and one who chose clarity. I chose clarity. That choice gave me peace. Today, when I think about my past, I do not feel pain first. I feel growth. I remember the girl who believed in love with all her heart. She was soft. She was kind. She was loyal. I am still that girl, but now I am stronger. I learned that loyalty is a gift. It is not weakness. It is not foolish. It is courage. Because staying honest when it hurts is not easy. Some people change when they face problems. They hide. They lie. They look for easy ways. But I chose the hard way. I chose truth. Truth sometimes breaks your heart, but lies break your soul. I am thankful I did not break my soul. Peter and I do not speak anymore. Our story ended quietly. There was no big fight, no loud goodbye, just distance, just acceptance. Sometimes endings are calm, and calm endings can still teach strong lessons. If you are listening to me now, maybe you are going through something similar. Maybe you feel confused. Maybe you feel hurt. I want you to remember something simple. If you love honestly, you did your part. If you stay loyal, you did your part. Another person's choice does not change your value. You are not less because someone failed. You are still worthy. You are still enough. Pain can make you question yourself, but do not let it steal your character. Character is quiet, but it stays with you forever. When I go to sleep now, my heart is calm. I do not check my phone with fear. I do not wonder who is lying. I rest, and that peace is powerful. I was loyal to the end, not because I was blind, not because I was weak, but because I believe in respect, and I will always choose respect. Thank you for staying with me in this story. If this story helped you practice your English, you can listen again slowly. You can pause. You can repeat sentences. If you liked this story, you can subscribe to this channel. There are more simple and emotional stories waiting for you. You can also write a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you feel. Your voice matters. This was my story, and I am at peace.